Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is Mr. K.
This is Eric.
Yeah, today is the 20th of September 2021, and the time now is 6:17 a.m. Well, today is a video review, and our topic today is about Tesla bot. All right, so before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so here we go. All right, so yeah, in addition to autonomous car, and now we have uh, this kind of humanoid robot. Yeah, look like a human. And then yeah, previously for EV, it just automate the driving, the process of driving and transportation. But for these Tesla bots, I think yeah, it's much more than the autonomous car. The impact of this yeah, maybe will be uh, bigger. And then also in the video, uh, Elon Musk mentioned about the the labor market, and also the introduce of Tesla bot, and then if one day it become uh, really better than human, and then yeah, I think yeah, there will be no shortage of labor, just as Elon Musk mentioned. Yep. And then also he mentioned about one term we came across, which is the universal uh, basic income. Yeah, the UBI. Yep. And then yeah, for this one yeah, I'm not sure whether what will happen, and then whether it is possible. And then also I think not only for labor market, um, yeah, I think if they can make it for labor market, they can also uh, make it for the other areas, other professions. For example, maybe for doctors, maybe for uh, the teachers, maybe for uh, many works which is a little bit more professional, dealing with not only with physical work, dealing also with knowledge, will also be uh, at the risk of being replaced by this kind of robot. Um, yeah, so yeah, maybe UBI uh, is the future. Yep. Yeah. So what do you think?
Yeah. Uh, First, I have to say, imagination is really important. And the Albert Einstein once says, uh, we limit something like the quote is something like we limit ourselves, and uh, if we it's kind of like if we lose our imagination, and then we will limit ourselves, will limit our potential. So imagination is really important. Yeah,
Mm,
and here once again, yeah, it's it actually proved that imagination really important because we did discuss this kind of AI robot in the past,
mm,
but mm, after I watched this video and I feel excited, because it yeah even though the robot is actually the fake one is
mm.
is um there's a person inside.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, but it still like kind of like uh embraces. Because we know if Tesla going to do this, and it's likely it will happen. And unlike other unknown company, they say they do they do the robot, they do the AI robot, but they they keep researching. They keep they keep staying in the researching phase. Yeah,
R&D.
and mm, yeah, and they keep staying in the experimental phase. So it's kind of like they couldn't go they couldn't go public. The AI robot cannot be commercialized. This is to me it's kind of like uh, the zombie company. So they create a company, and then so that they can attract the funds, attract the investor, and they invest some of the money into this company, or even though they invest a lot most of the money into the company, and then the the director keep getting the pay. Yeah, and then the shareholder expect the stock price increase because of the dream become bigger and bigger, and and the money printing still keep going, and so people uh, are more willing to buy this kind of the dream company. Yeah, so they can so they expect they can sell their share to 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 the next buyer. And
Yep.
what if the company succeed? Yeah, so they'll gain a lot of profit. Yeah, so it's kind of like playing this kind of game. But is there any company have the potential to go commercialize? Sorry, to go commercialization of AI robot? None of them. Yeah, really none of them. But if
Yep.
Tesla say you want to do it, so I think it's likely to happen within a few years. I would say within 5 years we can see a prototype of the robot. And because and also Elon Musk say yeah if, we are likely to see end of next year 2022. Yeah, so I'm not sure Elon Musk is over expecting, or maybe he really know the progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So this first thing is about the imagination, and the second is I realized that yeah, Tesla really. Um, the first thing is Tesla is a company that can grab people eyes for. So Tesla really know how to do marketing. Yeah, and in this conference, in this seminar, actually Elon Musk uh, still still looking still looking for the talent to work for this project. Yeah, so he do a marketing to invite the talent comes to the company and work together. Now this is the first thing, the marketing.
Yeah.
And then the second is I realized that mm, many people will pay attention to what Elon Musk say. Yeah, I think the first reason is because Elon Musk is kind of like the real life of so I mean the Elon Musk is kind of like the Iron Man in the real life. Yeah, and yeah, he's really intelligent and smart, and not only that, he can turn his idea to become reality. Yeah, this is this is the main reason why uh, he has so many followers. Yeah, so it actually give the company a lot of potential, and also, yeah, he's able to bring the company to contribute, to give the company gains a lot of the gains a lot of reputation. Yeah. So people will take serious what the company says. It's no longer just a dream. It has the potential. And to remember, Tesla is just a few hundred billions companies. Yeah, this is the first thing. And few hundred billions company is not very, very big. And there are many companies have the same market capitalization as Tesla. Yeah, but but which company have the influencers like Tesla? None of them. Yeah. So this is the second thing. And the third thing is, in the conference, the Elon Musk say Tesla is what Tesla want to create an AI which is called general purpose artificial intelligence. So it's not like we try to create an specific AI to solve a single problem, to solve a small and single problem. It's not like that. We want to create an AI. We want to train an AI that can do very well on a small thing, on a single task, and after that, the knowledge and then the time, the training can contribute to the next task. So it's not something like we create a lot of AI and let them fix each of the single tasks. It's not like that. Tesla want to do is create one AI, and this AI can do a lot of tasks. Yeah. So in the past, we also discussed about the autonomous car, and some of the company decided to use the laser. Is it called the LiDAR and radar?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like Google.
Yeah. And yeah, and you also can look at other company. Which company has go commercialization? None of them. Yeah. Even though it's Google, even though it is some other famous autonomous car company. Yeah, none of them go commercialization except the Tesla. And the reason is Tesla try to solve a problem. Try to solve a problem at a higher level. So he tried to solve a very big problem. Yeah, he's not trying to solve a very, very single problem, just like you allow you make the car able to autonomous, to self-driving in an easy route. Yeah. Yeah, and Google can do that by using the LiDAR, and some others autonomous car company also can do that. It's very easy task. Tesla also can do that. But the difference is the car which use the LiDAR need the HD street view map. Yeah. So he need the map. You need to download the map. Yeah. So after the autonomous car download the map, and then he do the simulations, and then choose the best route. Yeah. So it go. So but Tesla is different. Tesla just need to fit in the very simple map, just like the Google map. And then the Tesla car would react according to the real situations that we that they face during the driving. Yeah, so it's a different approach. It's different approaches to deal with the problems. Yeah. solution is more scalable. Yeah, of course, it's the Tesla one. Which one is more difficult and extremely difficult, exponentially difficult? It's also the Tesla one. So you can imagine that you want to create a specific AI. The difficulty between creation of a specific AI versus the difficulty of creating a general purpose AI has big gaps. Yeah, this is much difficult than that, maybe 10 times more difficult than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one another thing is actually the doji. I'm not sure whether it's mentioned in our video.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
actually, the doji is the learning AI. So it's some of like you can imagine that you separate so it's kind of like, let's say you are able to clone yourself. You are able to clone yourself. So that means you have two person. You have two person, one same mindset, one same mind, one same brain. Yeah. So that you can do the things you can do different things at the same time. Yeah. So and then yeah, you still need to work because you need to survive. So one person go to work, yeah, go to earn money, go to support the living, go to support the survival. Yeah. And another person stay at home and do the learning. It keep learning, it keep improving itself. Yeah. And you also can think like, yeah, it's not always need to stay at home. You also can go out to work to gain some experience. But the main point is gaining experience. The main point is gaining the knowledge. It's not focused on the money. So we also know that, for example, we want to choose a job. Some job have a higher potential, which can give you like can allow you to learn a lot of new things, then gain a lot of experience, useful experience. But the pay is not that high, and uh, we struggle to make decisions because we need to survive. So what if now you can clone yourself, and one fully focus about the work, and another focus about the learning. Yeah. So the doji is something like that. The doji is the brain, is the AI, and it is used for training. It is used for learning. Yeah. So the doji has one's usage in Tesla, which is just learn. Yeah, you just need to learn as much as you can, and do the simulations, and keep doing the trial and error, so that yeah, you just to do one task, which is learning. And after you become after the process become faster and faster, so that you can do one thing very fast. For example, let's say now you can read very fast. And if I move this if I let you do other tasks, which you have zero knowledge about the new task, which is I want you to listen the task. Sorry, I want you to listen, and instead of read. Are you able to do that? Yeah, if you are also able to do that fast, so that means the training, the learning did contribute to the neural. So it did contribute to the overall general purpose intelligence. Yeah. So for example, like human, we keep learning, and initially we have zero knowledge on every task, but as more as we learn, and and we just need to spend little additional time to learn the new tasks.
Yeah.
Because we can leverage our prior experience, even though this is two completely different tasks. Yeah, there's no relevant insight, but we still can leverage our prior knowledge or prior uh, experience to learn the new task. Yeah, so Tesla is trying to trying to create, trying to build this kind of AI. So the general purpose AI. So it's not going to fit the AI only one task. Yeah. And Tesla first choose the autonomous car because uh driving driving is a skill that human very very easy to learn. It just take time. Yeah. And human don't use logical thinking, don't use rational thinking in driving. So it just based on the non-conscious, based on the subconscious. But every human can do it well. Not maybe not every humans, but most of the human can do it well after practice. Yeah. But AI cannot do that well. Because AI need the rational thinking, need the logical thinking to do things. Yeah. But what if I give AI to learn by themselves? And give them enough data, kind of data, and then let the AI learn by itself. And I'll tell the AI which situation you do it right, which situation you do it wrong. So when you do it wrong, you need to do it again until until you do it right. Yeah. So the AI just keep learning, keep doing the trial and error, so it can improve itself. And through what methods? Yeah, Tesla use a radar. Yeah, and I'm not sure. Recently, just like a few months ago, uh, Tesla seems like abandoned some of the radar camera. Um, yeah, actually not sure the specific terms of the camera. Yeah, and uh, after replacing the type of camera, and Tesla only use the visions. Oh yeah, I remember already. The Tesla abundance called the 红外线. Yeah, I think it's something like all this. So in English is called it called the infrared ray. It's something like that. And now Tesla only rely on the vision, so rely on the.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Yeah. So Tesla replaced the infrared and just use the camera, just use the vision, uh, drive to drive the car automatically. Yeah. So this is more uh near it's more near to the human driving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's a very difficult task. Yeah, it's a very difficult task to let AI just rely on the vision to drive a car. Yeah. So yeah. So go back to Doji. Yeah, Doji is a AI to learn the task. And yeah. So that's it. And so this is about the Tesla bot. And the last thing I want to add in is about the UBI. And there's one question: can human really free from working? and really free from work and free from spending a lot of time into work, like 8 hours per day in working. Can human really free from work uh, after this kind of AI robot uh, commercialized massively?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the question.
Um. Yep. I think to some degree, and also maybe uh, if we talk about whether they have the robot has the ability, the capability to do that. I think it's just about time for them to to get that to get to that stage, and then I think it is possible, and but just about the consequence of that. Um, uh, the all of the human work being replaced by robot, uh, I think it's about the consequence, whether if we did that and then we will have greater impact, and in turn which we limit the use of robots.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But what I concern is about whether we are able to really free from work even after massive commercializations of the AI robots. Yeah. So if you look at the development of technology,
Mm.
initially we don't have any technology. We all are the farmer, and
Yeah.
after we go into industrializations, and yeah, only small population of the human, yeah, I mean, only small population need to be the farmer, and other people can become the manufacturer.
Mm.
Yeah, and after after some times we develops the banking system, and yeah, oh no, I maybe banking system is before that, okay. But what I want to say is, after a lot of years, we switch from the industrializations to become uh, I'm not sure the terms. Yeah, this is something like the service. So we don't only consume the product, we also consume the service. Yeah, and service in some country it take huge portion of
Mm.
the GDP. Yeah,
Yeah.
so some country really rely on the service. Mm. And service can be a lot of type. Yeah, just like the banking.
Mm.
Banking is also the service. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not the product. Mm. And yeah, but uh, before the invention of the photocopy machine, sorry, before the invention of the typewriter,
Mm. Do you mean the keyboard?
uh, no, the typewriter, 打字机,
Oh, okay.
yeah, the very very traditional one. Mm. And before the invention of the typewriter, and we need to use our hand to write the character, to write
Mm.
the book. And after we have the typewriter, so we can type. Yeah, but we still need person to type.
Yeah.
And after the invention of the photocopy machine, and we just need to photostat. We just need to photostat, and we can have ton of copy. Yeah, so we don't need to we don't need a person to to spend the time to type the book. Yeah, to type each book. Yeah, you just need to type one book, and we can copy 10,000, 1 million of this book. Yeah. And the restriction is just the demand, whether people want to buy the book or not. Yeah. There is a demand, we can print as much as we can. Yeah. And if we don't have the typewriter, and we need to rely on human writing. So even though the invention of inventions of the photocopy machine arise, but not many people can read one person handwriting. Yeah, it's not standard. Yeah, but with the typewriter, which you can make a standard. So it's also about the font. It's also about the font. Yeah, the common fonts that we able to read. Yeah. So after the invention of the photocopy machine, and we have the internet, and now we no longer need to really print out things. We really need to print out the book, the information, and delivery, and send and post to another address. Yeah, it can spend time. It can spend days. It can spend weeks. It can also be spent months and years if the distance is far enough. Yeah. So we have the telephones. We can call each other, but we need the money. We need to pay the we need to pay the telecommunication company the money each minute, each second. After invention of internet, after invention of the Wi-Fi, and yeah, nowadays who still pay the telecommunications to reload the telephone's minutes. Yeah, nobody doing that. And we talk out our cards just because we want to like extend the periods, or some other people subscribe the money plan, pay the money subscription just for the internet, and also the call and the call and SMS also included in the plan, but we seldom use that. And if we want to call other people, we use WhatsApp. And yeah, so after invention of internet, after invention of email, after invention of social media, we can contact to everyone. We can even send a book to them instantly. Yeah, so they don't need to wait the delivery. Yeah, and this is about information. But even though we have the developments, but we still work harder. Yeah, we still work harder. And it is just about one aspect of the technology. We have tons of we have tons of the aspect. We have tons of the industry that have been revolutionized. Yeah, revolutionized by the technology. For example, the transportations. Yeah, we use horse, and then now we have car, we have train, we have public transportation. And this is about transportation. And how about the food? Yeah, we also have new technology to store the food. And then so we can really free from the starving. Really don't need to worry about the starving, the death due to lack of food. And the utility, the water, the electricity. Yeah, and the energy, and also the hospitalizations, the medical. Yeah, so yeah, we have a lot. We have a lot of things. that already improved, but now we actually work more harder. So this is the case. Is this really the tipping point? Is this really a tipping point after the AI robots have been created and can be commercialized massively? Everyone can really can have the AI robot just like our smartphones. Do we still uh re, really do we still need to work, or is it just like the prior technology? After invention, we still need to work more harder because the desire, the human, is infinite. Yeah, and the capitalists and also the polit the politicians will also kind of like create an environment to force people to work. Yeah, of course, this is not forced by this is not a direct force. It create an environment and indirectly control you to work for them, so that they can have a they can have a world that have a lot of slave and have a lot of person who listen to them.
Yeah.
And the person and the people who listen to them, who being controlled by them, are not able to uh, are not able to what is the terms? Is this the rebate or something? Means the 反抗. Yeah. Uh, don't have the ability to resist them. Yeah. So this is about the humanity. Yeah, it's not about the technology. So the question that I ask is come from the humanity perspective. Yeah, it's not just about the technology. But maybe this is the tipping point that really after the creation of the AI robot, we can't really make the human work anymore because the AI can do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I have no answer. Yeah. But one of the things I know that everyone don't want to work. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the work here, the work here I mentioned actually means the thing you don't like. Yeah. And you don't have freedom to do the thing you want to do, you like to do. Yeah. So uh so for example, you can ask yourself a question. If you have earned enough money in your life, yeah, so you can pick the amount, yeah, to fix the premises, the enough money premises. Maybe for some people it's 1 million, for some people it's 10 million, for some people it's 10 billion. So you don't so you're not going to tell me, yeah, money is still a problem. Yeah, you still need to work hard, you still need to earn money because money is still not enough. Yeah, it's not the case. Yeah, the premises is you have earned enough money that you want to earn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And after that, what you want to do? Are you still going to do the thing you're doing right now? Yeah. If this is the case, then you have your own freedom. You have the freedom. But if this is not the case, you would like to try something. Yeah. Or maybe you like to spend 20% of the time to try something, or maybe 30% or 40% or 50% of your time to try something else.
Yeah.
Then you still don't have the freedom. Yeah. You still didn't free from work. Yeah. So yeah, that's my shame for today.
Yep. Yep. And yeah, like you said, human has a lot of desire. Um, yeah, maybe even in the future when we have UBI, we get the income from the government, and then yeah, how about our desire? I think those UBI uh couldn't in couldn't be enough uh to fulfill our desire, right? For each of the person.
Yeah, yeah. Because UBIs is used for support your living, so you
Mm,
don't need to struggle for the survival.
yeah, and also because of the robot, and then if let's say you get UBI and you still want to work, and at that time maybe not only the labor work, but also those kind of those other more professional professions, and also involve robots. So maybe at that time uh, the market will be competitive, and then uh, will it like make people harder to make to make more money?
Yeah. This of course this still will be the case. Yeah. Humans are more difficult to fight with the AI.
Mm, yep. And also, for people who own the rowboat, um, I'm not sure, but because I think everything in our life, actually, I mean those products, uh, they have a life, they have a life cycle, right? I mean, the lifetime of a particular product. For example, your smartphone, at most, I think you can use for 10 years at most. Uh, it will it will be broken one day, and then of course for other things like your house, your car, or even smaller thing like your light bulbs, they couldn't last long. So they designed to do that, to make it broken so that you can buy again. So you contribute to the economy will run. So for robots, I think they were also kind of doing this,
Mm.
having this kind of plan, which even you own your robot, you couldn't rely on your robot maybe for your lifetime. Maybe you need to change it every 10 years, or you need updates, or anything, which also need money.
Mm, so what you're going to so you uh is your implication is something like that? For example, now we still have a lot of things we need to do it by manual. Let's say, for example, brush teeth. Yeah, but now we know. Yeah, some people use the electronic toothbrush.
Yeah.
So yeah, but what if in the future, like something like, for example, taking bath and change your dress, and
Mm.
also like cooking
Yeah.
and like buying the grocery
Mm.
and drive drive you go to the work,
Yeah.
to the office, and all the basic tasks need to pass to AI to do, and we kind of like slowly forgetting how to do the task. Just like many people now forget how to write using their hand.
Yep.
They know how to type, but they kind of like forget how to write. Uh, write the vocab or write the write the characters.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
And just like in the past, when we all are the farmer, we know how to grow, we know how to farm,
Yeah.
we can be self-sufficient. Of course, there's some uncertainty, yeah, but at least we have the knowledge, we
Mm.
have the experience, we can deal with that. But as more uh, we quote unquote improve, we also become weaker in some aspect, which
Mm.
is if now we lose all this technology
Yeah.
and we lose all these free markets,
Mm.
we don't have money.
Yeah.
Can we support our survival? Can we support our living? we have no knowledge about the farming, and we have zero assets. The assets here I miss is the food. For
Yeah.
example, it's the land, it's the seed. You don't have, let's say you don't have the banana tree. You don't have the spare of the food. You need to spend money to buy the food.
Yeah.
And after you spend the money, after you eat the food, nothing left. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but if you have a piece of land and you grow your foods on the land, and the food will keep reproduce. The plant will keep reproduce, and you can replant it using the seed of the food. Yeah. So this is a real asset. Yeah, this is a real asset for the farmer. Yeah, money is not important for them. But
Yeah.
sorry, I mean it's not the most important thing for them. Yeah. In that in that in the age. Yeah. I mean in the era. Yeah. And now we become more advanced, and we slowly forget a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if in future we also forget how to drive a car? We really need to rely on the self-driving car. And the self-driving car is expensive enough for us to work very hard, to work very, very long in
Yeah.
order to buy the autonomous car. And we couldn't live without the autonomous car. Yeah. So it could be the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we don't have money to buy the autonomous car, and then we can go nowhere. For example, the route already designed for the autonomous car, and there's
Yeah.
no there's no route, there's no street for the uh, pedestrians.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can imagine that now in some circumstances we actually slowly become like this. For example, in Singapore, you the soil is owned by is owned by government. Yeah, you cannot like quote unquote you cannot steal the soil. And the
Yep.
soil uh is the is a thing that owned by government.
Yeah.
And even though you can saw it everywhere, but you cannot go and steal it. Mm.
Yep.
And in China it's also like that. Mm. In China also like that. And I'm not sure whether in Malaysia it's also like that. But
Yeah.
at least I know in most of the country, including Malaysia, the land is owned by government.
Mm.
And in the past, we can grow anything we want to grow
Yeah.
on the land. Yeah. And of course, the land is not owned by it's not owned by anyone, but we can share the piece of land.
Yeah.
But now the land is owned by government. If you want to grow, if you want to plant, you need to buy the land. You need to legally hold the land so we can plant. Yeah. So it's something like the government take out our ability, take out our freedom to drive the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's something like now there's no non-self-driving car. And if you have to if you want to buy a car, you have to buy the autonomous car. But the but the but the key here is autonomous car is very expensive. Yeah. So can the AI robot be something like that? Yeah. We already forget a lot of things that we did like currently.
Yep.
For example, now we have the phones. We forget how to write a check. We forget because we just do the bank transfer.
Yeah.
We forget how to we forget how to post a letter. We forget how to write a letter. Write a letter because we just use email. We
Yeah.
just use like social media. Yeah, and we don't know where to buy the stamp. Yeah, but many people still know you go to post office to buy the stamp. And yeah, so a lot of these kind of little things have been replaced by our smartphone, replaced by our computer.
Yeah.
And what if AI robot also did the same thing? replace a lot of things. So we kind of like become a person that
Rely
know,
on robot.
yeah, and also and we become a person's more niche, and only know how to do the single task, which is your work.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, even in current decade, even in nowadays, we also can feel that we become more and more specialized,
Mm.
but we also become more and more vulnerable. Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. Even though we have a lot of experience, we are professionals and we are experts in the industry, but the AI can replace the whole industry. Yeah. So we spend years and years. Some people spend decade and decade in the specific industry,
Yeah.
but it replaced by AI, and then you lose your niche, and you only have one specialized. You only have one specialization. You only know how to do one thing. Now the thing don't need you to do anymore, and it becomes you know nothing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm. And actually this is the idea come from the extreme retirement. The earlier retirement extreme, the book
Mm.
that I showed you before.
Yeah.
And it changed my mind that's about the free market. Yeah, free market is still good for us. Yeah, still good for the society, still good for individual. But for individual, we cannot fully rely on the free market. Uh, the reason I have already mentioned, which is if you're too focused about one things, and if the thing replaced by other people, maybe due to the competitions or due to the AI, you lose your edge, and so you lose your income source. Yeah. So for individual, you cannot too dependent on the free market. You cannot become too specialized on something.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need to know a lot of things. Yeah, it
Mm.
is good for individual.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, but for the free markets, is good for everyone. Yeah, the free market is good for everyone. But as an individual, your strategy is you can utilize, you can leverage the free market. Yeah, to help you do something that you really don't want to do, or maybe it require you to spend a lot of time to do. Yeah, and you can rely on free market, and then for other tasks you do it by your own.
Yeah.
So that you can become less and less dependent on the money, because you can do many things by your own. You don't
Mm.
need to hire uh, the plumber to help you do your task. You don't need to buy the table, buy the chair, because you can do it by your own. You
Mm.
don't need to build a cardboard. You don't need to buy a cardboard. You don't need to build a bed,
Yeah.
and you can do it by your own.
Mm.
So that you can save a lot of money.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cooking is
so
also one of the good example, right?
yeah. Mm.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so that's all for our today conversations. How do you feel? Did you enjoy the conversations? Please tell us what you think of our conversation. We are not native speakers. If you found any vocabulary mistake to be made, please also comment to let us know, because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like, subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.